guys. This is the... This guy's looking there. That's Roaddog on 26. I thought the game's good. I think Bobcat and everybody's on it. I'm gonna see a warm up my game. Hey Roaddog, you still there? Foxman 362 waving on back, man. I hear you out there. I heard Bobcat out there. I'm talking on the Turn Plus 2 microphone, my new one I got during about a week ago on this Quad 5. I might be warming up my beans so I can hear you out there.
I stand out here beside a damn truck taking a piss. I hear you there scrapping there, right?
Roger that. You sounded good at 9 pounds. What kind of rig are you using tonight? You're using a mobile or a base?
I'm 16 foot on top of a 1,300 foot elevation. I'm in a 1997 Blue Dodge truck out in the woods with a damn tractor. With a baby driver.
Man, that is sounding good, man. You're blowing smoke out here. We got you on the live stream on YouTube right now. So I'm doing a live video gate for you out there, for all you guys out there on 26. So you might be able to see it a little bit later. But I got you on the live stream right now, so people are watching all over the world. Yeah, I know what a Predator is. It looks like a Browning type antenna with coils on it, with a whip on it. I know what they are. I have seen them before. Roger, yeah, I hear you on my Quad 5 Top Guns technology. I'm just running barefoot. I'm running a Turn Plus 2 microphone, and I'm running a Mako V5000 21 feet off the ground. I have a beam antenna if I want to fire up with a tube pill. I could actually probably hear you on my Grant. Let's get this guy in a minute. We'll see him with the talk on this thing called the catalyst box. This guy makes them. So we get this thing going on. Make sure it's turn on right. We'll hear that guy's called Roaddog, so we can get a shot of him in a second on the radio. Let's do this. You guys can hear him on the stream. So I'm going to sling it. I can hear my backside of the game. Holy crap. That's Roaddog. I'm running this without a battery right now. You guys still there? Pretty close. He's around 180. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's due south. He's right down. He's getting around 180. We're gonna get him right now, guys. Tennessee's over between Sweetwater. I How about a Road Dog? Breaker 2-6, break, break, break. Audio. How about Road Dog, Foxman 362 up in Rockwood, Tennessee, waving on back. I'm on the flat side right now on my serial beam on the 4 element. At 22 feet, I'm running a 2-pill with a catalyst box, and it's called C150 out here. And I'm running a Turner Plus 2 microphone. I hear you loud and clear. We got you pointed at 180 degrees south. Yes, that box is working good, and you're slamming about 30 pounds out here. On my Mako 5000, I taught you a few minutes ago, you were slamming about 9, almost 10, almost 20, but on here, you're doing about 30 pounds out here. You're slamming good on the radio. Not bad. You're about 30 to 40 miles away from me. You're down near 10 Mile, Tennessee, up in Rockwood, Tennessee. But you're hitting pretty good out there on the audio. It's sounding good on the box. I don't know what kind of radio you're using, but I'm running an old President Grant 1 from the 1970s. The first generation radio you ever seen with the one LED light one you've seen. But it's an old Grant from the 70s with the 858 chip chassis in it. And I just want to let you know. So what kind of radio are you talking on? Are you on a Striker radio or a Cobra? I'm on a President Grant 1 from the 1970s with the 858 chip chassis in it. It's one of those rare type Grants you don't see all the time. Oh yeah, I know what they are. I know what a Striker is. It's one with the big displays with the big type of meters. I know what they are. With the blue LED display, they have all kinds of colors, and they have 2 versions of the Strikers. But that is a good radio. It's getting out pretty good on the box you got. It is sounding loud up here, but you're slamming about 30 pounds on my meters up here. So what is the farthest skip you ever talk on that radio? Have you talked to Australia and Africa so far on that thing? I talked to South America about 2 weeks ago on this beam. And I'll tell you, it took me 5 months to get this thing together. I took a lot of work on this beam. I painted black. It has barbecue paint on it, and it's running an antenna tuner on this one, those MFJ type tuners. And I took a lot of tune with this with the Nano V8. It's an SWR type analyzer, but this thing has got great SWRs on this system right now. And it's got RG213 coax to it with an RG58. It's not grounded, but my Mako 5000 is grounded with an RG2113 with an RG58 on it with an Alpha Delta. But this one's not grounded, but at least this thing's getting out pretty good. Yeah, Roaddog is slamming. He's sounding good at 30 pounds. This is Foxman 362 up in Rockwood, Tennessee. We hear him loud and clear up here. I hear someone out there.
I don't know who you're trying to talk to. You just shut out.
Let me get him on 170. Ridge Runner's I hear Ridge Runner. I'm still here. I hear Ridge Runner out there too. I hear you loud and clear, Road Dog. You're the loudest station, but at least you're sounding good on the audio. Don't change a thing on your radio, man. It's sounding good on your striker. Roger that, and Skip has not been all that great all week, but we had some Skip a few days ago. I talked to Australia on this thing. I think the farthest I ever talked on my Mako V5000 on the Quad 5 Top Gun. About 2 years ago, I talked all the way to South Africa, but at least this being made on 9,700 miles all week. And so far, it's talked to New Zealand so far. And I think the farthest east I talked to was all the way to France and Sweden, and mostly the UK, Ireland, and Germany. Ridge Runner is the loudest one. That guy is 40 miles away. That's what you're hearing. He's about 40 miles away. But I'll tell you, Ridge Runner, Road Dog, you're about at least 40 miles away from me. That's where you're at. You're down by 10 Mile, Tennessee, up in Rockwood, Tennessee. But we hear you at least pretty loud and clear on the beam, but you're slamming on 30 pounds. But I'm going to let you know. You're a good at least about 40 miles away, between 35 miles out there where you're at. You could talk, he's the loudest. He's the loudest one. He's on a 36 pill, guys. He's loud. Rooster knows who that guy is. Rooster knows him. I'm going to check conditions right now. I don't hear nothing in conditions right now, see? Those are going to south of the border. We're getting Spanish stations on channel 1. Who's in the chat tonight? JK alive. Rooster knows who this guy is. Alright, gotta get off that music. This guy's gonna really. We're gonna check on some other channels in a second. Let's go look over there. I talked to Roaddog, that's about 60 miles away. Let's get a little warm up. There's nobody. This is a good time to test out the radios. Audio. Looking good. So yeah, I was just checking. I haven't had any skip all week. That guy's local talk about 40 miles away. He's down near 10 Mile Tennessee to the southeast of me. And I'm playing at 180 degrees south. I'm gonna look over around now. That's what I was trying to get onto. So now I know where the sweet spot is. It's usually around 180. That's the usually I hit toward Bobcat down there. Bobcat's on the radio sometimes. There's like 2 or 3 guys out there on that channel 26. They're usually out there that late. I didn't know that guy was gonna be out there that late. Roaddog been going all night. That's why I got on him with the quad 5. I talked to him on the quad 5 with the stock mic. Then I got on the 10+2 with him. He heard me pretty good. That's what I was trying to test on him. He's sitting at 9 pounds and he's 20 on the quad 5. But on the beam, I got better reflection on about 30 pounds. You saw the meter way in that thing in the background. I'm gonna go look over here at 310 degrees. I'm checking for late night conditions. So that guy is going all night. Someone's in the chat in here. I see someone out here. So, hey, what's up, Mark Sanchez? You saw that? That's Roaddog. Rooster actually knows who that guy is. That guy can go all night, but hey, I had to try out my beam see if it reached there. Sometimes it doesn't reach Rooster at the beam, but sometimes it reaches Bobcat down in Spring City, Tennessee, and 10 Mile, Tennessee. But that guy is in a striker and a mobile. He actually heard me very well in his mobile. He was on a Predator, a 10K Predator. I think that's like a cool one, it's like a brownie. So he's getting out pretty good on that system. And he's on a mountain somewhere, on a hill. He can hear me on the mountain, that's pretty cool. There's got to be a mountain over between 10 Mile, Tennessee that's blocking my area where I'm heading for a rooster at. So there's nobody at 310 degrees. And I get him on the backside of the beam. That's I can hear that man on my backside of the beam. I'm gonna look over there. See how quiet this thing is? I hear him on the backside beam. So at least you're getting out pretty good. We're gonna show the Smokey on skip tracers on the road there. We can hear him pretty good out here. What kind of setup that guy has? That is great, man. So I was learning about that pirate ship thing on the package thing. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I signed up today on that, but it's pretty cool on that pirate ship package thing I've seen on there. He's on the other side. I'll show you where 10 Mile Tennessee is right here. I'll give you some maps where he's located. So he's down here. Yeah, that's him. He's down here, guys. He's down here. I'm up in this area. I'm pointing right. 180 south. We're right on him right now. 10 Mile, Tennessee is right about up here. He's about 40 miles away.
That's right, I'm a badass, bad man. He rode over, Saturday a bad bow. They call my race car the Saturday a bad bow. They call my damn car Nicky County, Tennessee's worst nightmare.
Yeah, he's 40 miles. He's on a 36 pill on a mobile antenna with a striker. Hey, Roaddog, Foxman 362 waving up in Rockwood, but we have a guy on my YouTube channel on the live streams watching all the way from up in Alberta, Canada. He's telling you out here where I'm at.
And don't tell them what happened to her that Rockwood, Tennessee. They look rocky right there, but they rode down with walking cows. They went backwards and rode down.
You'll do that. Yeah. Now, Roaddog knows how to get out of the doghouse for sure on this radio. He's doing quite good out here. They call me the Fox Man out here, and we got a bunch of dogs and foxes out here in Rockwood, Tennessee, waving on back. Roger that, man. You're definitely opening up on that thing. But Mother Nature's not been all that great all week for us. But I hope she starts to open up real soon for the skip. But I haven't heard any skip all week except a few days ago we had a little skip out there. That's the one Rooster knows this guy. He's talked to him before. So far, no rain out here, but it's 80 degrees, but it's been hot all week up in Rockwood. I just want to let you know. I haven't had any rain, but the radars are quite lying out there. Yeah, they have not been telling the truth on the radars for the last few days. But we had a little drizzle about 2 days ago. That was it. Before you get out of here, you just have to say it. We're just on here on July 4th. Celebrating the fireworks on the radio, man. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July to you, Roaddog, from Foxman 362 over in Rockwood, Tennessee. Getting on down.
Hey, no doubt. You know that. Rockwood, Tennessee. Happy 4th of July right there to you right there. We get hammered out all year round here. We're taking a break from all the local action out there. Taking a few shots of whiskey and warming the damn batteries up, charging the alternators up. Remembering this blue Dodge truck in 1997, four-wheel drive Ram Dodge 1500 with a Predator 10K with a baby driver. 1300 foot elevation got down. That's what Reggie DPK, the rock dog. Call me Roaddog. They call me Roaddog. Put down on 4 wheel.
All right, Roaddog, you have a good night out there. Have a great happy 4th of July for the rest of the day. But I'm going to get on out here for the rest of the night, but I just want to wave it on back. So my guys are watching on the live stream tonight, so I got that video out here ready to go. So you'll be able to hear that a little bit later. I'll be able to share it on the Smoky Mountain Skip Chasers group a little later, maybe later tonight. But have a good one out there, Road Dog, from Foxman 3, 62 up in Rockwood. And they call it Rock Vegas up in Rockwood. Have a good one. We'll catch you later. Bye, bye, bye. 73. We're 10-7. Boom, boom, boom. Have a good night. Catch you later. See that? That guy is about 40 miles away. He's down in 10 Mile, Tennessee. Rooster knows who that guy is. That guy could go on all night. But I have heard this guy many times on some of my radios a while back. Let's go check over conditions. We ain't going to have any luck right now because it's about almost like 10 o'clock in the morning, almost 2 in the morning now. I knew this guy was out here. He's been out here lots of times. Rooster in Tennessee knows who Road Dog is. He's talked many times. He's the loudest station close to me, and Bobcat is, and Ridge Runner. Those are the loudest stations. Rooster's like a good 60 miles away. He can hear me on my quad 5 on the top, barefoot with that thing. With the Turner Plus 2 I did. I was just warming up my beam because I haven't done it for the last few days. So I want to know, they still hear me on my backside of the beam. I'm pointing over 90 degrees. I'm going to go to the 310 and see what I'm going to check over here. So I just want to let you guys know. That guy's going to go all night. But that guy's a loud station. He's on a 36 field. That guy's got a lot of box power to me. He's probably doing over 800 watts. Maybe 1,000 watts in a little antenna. How much a Predator 40 can handle up? He's running a Predator 40 on a Striker 955 version 1 and running a 36 pill. He's got to be blowing so hard on that thing. He can reach all over the world with that. He's definitely putting a lot of, we're talking about 2,000 watts or more. I'm guessing around that range. He's hitting about 40 miles away on my beam. So he told you on the video, you could actually see, hey, what's up, Walker's Customs 409, UJX 409? Did you got my email I sent you? Did you actually got my email address I sent you on that? Yeah. It's been banging out there tonight conditions. So yeah, he's UJX 409, but did Wagmaster put you in there on the roster yet? He's supposed to do a contest today in a couple hours. It'll be about 24 hours from now. I'm going to check that out. But I hope Operator Paul is out there too at Andy, but I'm going to check this out. I've been busy with my dog for a while, but with Highland Sports the last 2 days, it's like been in the upper 80s here and almost 90 outside. But it's too hot on the sports in but it's kind of cooled off out here right now. So I'm going to go look around. That's why I haven't been on the radio. But I'm talking about Operator Paul out there, UJX 287 and UJX 268 out there too. But I had Paul on my list a while ago. He got off my Facebook one. Maybe he'll come back again, but I don't know. But that's why I haven't been on the radio the last few days because the conditions not been all that great. Because it's probably great in some areas, but here in Tennessee, we hit a little bit. Trinidad yesterday, and that was it. And we played that on channel, the Jamaica channel on 2715 out there. Yeah, it was only for a few seconds and it just popped out. And that's all we had, the little Jamaican skip. That was it. And most of that some local talk on channel 19. And I heard some channel 11 on skip from Hawaiian Islands. It's just like it's been going on the last few days, the same thing, but 4 days ago was kind of different skips. We're working toward Australia right now. We don't hear nobody out here this hour. So, pretty good conditions right now. I was just wondering about the news so I could talk to Roaddog. I did pretty good for 40 miles. And he says I was slamming 40 pounds. He's doing 30. So wow, I was doing about 40 pounds on a striker radio on a Predator antenna on a Predator 40. And that looks like a grounding type antenna. And he's on a 1,300 foot elevation on a mountain. And they have mountains in there, like little plateaus and little hills. So he was on top of that area, on the edge of the water, probably where the little mountain stays up. I'm on 800 feet in the valleys. So that's probably why they came in, because there's a little ridge over that area too. There's like little plateaus to the east of there. There are a lot of hills. But at least I'm getting out pretty good. But that Roaddog's gonna be out there all night, guys. Yeah, he's gonna be out there for a while. Bet you can still hear him on the channel this hour. We're swinging back to 90 degrees. I'll check over there. That's all we're hearing, but this thing's got some good modulation on this radio. I hear something. Looking toward New York right now.
Oh, 10-4. You're definitely making the conditions happen. So
wow.
Keep it rolling.
Where's this guy at?
You're opening it up, I'm telling you. Keep it going.
I got it 50 degrees. Let me try to call him. We'll change the subject in a minute. Call CQDX. Call CQDX. Hold on a minute. Let me switch
How
up.
about that 1911? How about it, man? Doesn't stick with 1911. You're making the trip over here in central Connecticut, 888.
Connecticut. Hold on. Central Connecticut. Oh, yeah, we can hear him. Yes,
how about that, Dean? Bring him up back, Dean. 888, central Connecticut.
Tell this to get on right now. Wow, we got some DX, guys. I'll grab the station in a minute. Maybe get a little drink of water. Also, I have some late night conditions. This is actually better. Let me see what this is right now. I have my cheat sheet right now to go today for this. So we got Connecticut coming on right now. Let me get something right now. Let's try to grab him. Central Connecticut. Hold on, man. I'm going to go get him. Calling CQDX. Calling CQDX. How about that Central Connecticut out there? 62, Knoxville, Tennessee calling. We're going to go 60 degrees on Connecticut. Come on, sir. We're getting really close. Call CQDX, calling CQDX. Does anyone got a copy on the station down in Knoxville, Tennessee? Numbers are 362. We're calling. I could have got that station just a second ago. Pretty awesome, guys. That was weird. Calling CQDX. calling CQX. How about that Connecticut station? You got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee calling. Is that a Jamaica station? Hold on a minute. That sounds like a Jamaica. Let me go see the 90 degrees. I hear someone
How
out.
about that dude out there for a breaker one night? Come on back, man. Upstate New York.
Upstate New York, okay. I'm gonna go get him. Upstate New York. It's getting around 50 degrees. Upstate New York is around 50 degrees. Let's go. How about the Upstate New York station calling CQDX? Do you got a copy on 362 Knoxville, Tennessee calling?
I got you, 36276 Upstate New York.
Hey, 7'6", you're sounding good, at least 7 pounds, almost 20. The radio we're using tonight is a President Grant 1 from the 1970s. I'm running a 2-pill on a 4-element serial at 22 feet off the ground, PSL. Alright, did you got that 76 up in New York? You got that copy? 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. Alright, have a good one, 76 up in upstate New York. Thanks for the contact today. Numbers at 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We're waving at.
I hear you out there pulling for 76 Upstate New York.
Hey, what's up, Flipper?
Hey, 729.99 up here in New York is trying. 729.99 Upstate New York is trying.
How about that 99 upstate New York calling CQX? You got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee calling. Yeah, it sounds like.
729.99 Upstate New York is trying. 729.99 Upstate New York is waving break. Hey man, I got you Upstate New York. Come on man, 76 Upstate New York.
How about that 99 upstate New York? We're calling to you out there, calling CQX. You got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We're on the flat side.
Roger, 729, I appreciate it. Sounding good this evening up here this morning actually. Upstate New York. 729.99 Upstate New York, right in the mail. I got you. How about that Upstate New York? Come on, bring it back, man, Upstate New York. 76 Upstate New York.
How about that 99 upstate New York calling CQDX? You got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. I thought I heard it.
Man, I got all you guys coming from Upstate New York. Come on, man. Roger, 729 just kicked in high gear, man. Hey, 729, appreciate the cheese.
Wow.
729, happy 4th of July. 99, sometimes cold big time around the big apple trees back out.
How about that 99 in the apple trees up in New York? They're slamming about 30 to 20 right now. I want to let you know, 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We hear you loud and clear tonight.
Iowa, come on, Iowa. 76 Upstate New York.
Yeah, it's true.
Come on, man. Bring it back down south. How about that down south, man? Come on.
You can buy a lot.
76 Upstate New
You
York.
can buy a lot of fireworks in this state. Yes, you can. Calling CQDX. Calling CQDX. You got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee calling.
It sounds like you got an echo, too.
If you guys, dude, you got a copy of the station down in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're trying, calling CQDX.
How about now? I got an echo. Hello. 99 Upstate New York. 99 Upstate New York. Sometimes cold big time is reading the mail.
How about that 99 upstate New York calling CQDX? We got a good copy at 30 pounds down in Knoxville, Tennessee. I want to let you know I got a good QSL report here to you from 362 from Knoxville, Tennessee. We hear you on the flat President Grant.
4th of July, 99. Sometimes called big time around the Big Apple trees and reading the mail.
How about that Big Apple tree? Come on, Big Apple tree. 7-6 Upstate New York.
I'm trying to get him. He's loud. He's coming good.
Hey, Lawbreaker, I hear you, man. I was talking to you earlier today, Lawbreaker. I hear you up here at the Big Apple, man. Lawbreaker, Jamaica, 99, Upstate New York is reading your mail.
How about that 99 Upstate New York? 7-6 Upstate New York.
How about 99 Upstate New York calling CQDX? How about that 99 Upstate New York? Do you got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee? We're here.
You've been sounding choice all day long up here in the Big Apple. 99, sometimes called big time around these Big Apple trees, said that, and I'm reading your mail.
How about that big timer Upstate New York calling CQDX? Do you got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee out here?
No doubt on that. I just got done having some mojitos up here. We just got done having some mojitos. It's about time for bed.
How about that big timer? How about a big timer? 7-6 Upstate New York.
How about a big timer? How about a big timer? Do you got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee? We hear you loud and clear down in Tennessee tonight.
Hey, Lawbreaker, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the flowers. Appreciate the wave. And hope to get it at you one more time sometime soon. Lawbreaker around Jamaica, 99. Sometimes called big time around these Big Apple trees. Got down.
How about that big timer? Bring it back, big timer. 7-6 Upstate
He's
New York.
talking to Jamaica right now. I bet we can hear him. I'm gonna go look down this area.
I sure do. 1911. You're sounding good in Indiana right now. Hello, good morning around Indiana. 1911, 99 Upstate New York is reading the mail.
How about that Upstate New York? 7-6 Upstate New York. Come on back.
How about that 99 New York? How about that 99 big timer, big old timer New York calling CQDX? Tennessee, we're trying.
Tears. 99, sometimes called big time. Upstate New York is reading the mail.
How about that 99 big timer Upstate New York calling CQDX? You got a copy on this station down in Knoxville, Tennessee.
99, 7-6 Upstate New York. Come on, man.
I hear you, Upstate New York. You up here by me?
I'm up here in Catskill Mountains. Catskill Mountains. 7-6
Oh.
Upstate New York.
Yeah. Who's Flipper? Yeah, he's been here for a while.
How about that Upstate New York? Come on, man. 99 Upstate New York.
He's up the Finger Lakes of New York. That's where that guy is.
Hey, 76, I hear you up there in the Catskills, man.
Oh,
76,
yeah, I
hear
know
you
that
up there in
is.
the Catskills. I'm down here in Dutchess
The
County.
Catskills is actually almost in Canada.
Yeah, copy the Hyde Park. I know exactly where that is.
The Finger Lakes. Cool. You guys are all the way up in the Finger Lakes type area. Okay, I know where you guys are. You got the 5 Finger Lakes up in upstate New York. You're way up almost near Canada. 62 Knoxville, Tennessee. We hear you loud and clear.
Yo, copy. Man, 7-6 Upstate New York. Come on, man. Bring it back.
Yeah, 76. You're sliding about 20 pounds between 7. And I'm running an old President Grant 1 from the 1970s with the 858 chip. And I'm running a Turn Plus 2 microphone. And I'm running a 4-element stereo about 22 feet off the ground, QSL.
7-6 Upstate New York.
Hey, I'm talking about 76 upstate New York. I'm sure you hate that guy in that little New York City that they got that crazy dude down there. A lot of people don't like him, but I hope you guys get your home state back in the future soon.
Yo, we got you. We got you in Upstate New York. Bring it on back, man. Oh, where'd that Wisconsin go? Let's go.
Hey, upstate New York, I want to let you know, you got to get rid of that communist in that area, man. I heard about that guy out there. It's kind of local, but I'm going to way back to 76 New York, man. Your radio you're using tonight out there up in the Catskills of New York. 362 wants to know down in Tennessee.
Reading the mail.
Hey, 76, you still up there in New York? 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We hear you. I guess we lost him, guys. It's just like...
Hey, man, whoever's answering, I got going on, man. Striker 955, what do you think?
8636, you just took control of my receive up here in the Big Apple, man.
Okay, you're down by UJX 357 down there, Flipper. Yeah, we got a guy called Cowboy out there once we're on the radio. He's over San Diego, California, San Jose.
Roger, it's good. You're doing a good job up here, man, too, right now. You're cleaning me right out. You're taking over the receive up here in the Big Apple, no doubt.
Oh, okay, I know what those are. Satellite radio. That's been around a very long time. I know they came out in 2006. Calling CQDX, calling CQDX 362 Knoxville, Tennessee, calling.
Yeah, he's blowing down my back door. Holy shit, all over the place.
They're all coming in at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's really good conditions. I'm telling you, this late is awesome. We don't usually get conditions at 2 a.m. But, yeah, it's great. Sounded
Hello, 1-2. Roger, 636, I appreciate it. Same to you and yours. Happy 4th of July, 73s from my out to yours. Take care. Hope to get it at you again sometime. 99 Upstate New York is reading the mail.
Hey, 99 Upstate New York, we got you on the live video gate on the live stream tonight from 362 from Knoxville, Tennessee. We're on a channel called Foxman 362 World Radio.
Who's that calling 99 Upstate New York? Who's that calling 99 Upstate New York? I'll read it. 1-2, hello.
Let me go get a battery for this thing in a second. I'll be right back. Do a little drinking here. I'll reach you guys in a second.
Everything is awesome. Absolutely. Hello. 1-2. Who's that calling DX Land? I hear you. 99 up here in New York hears you calling DX Land. Hello, 99. Upstate New York is reading the mail. Hey, I hear you around the Windy City. I didn't get your numbers, but I definitely hear you around the Windy City. 99 Upstate New York is reading the mail.
I'm back, guys. Well, yeah, we're getting New York this hour, guys. That's awesome. It's still coming in pretty good.
Roger, around Windy City. I got you. I got all of that, man. 73s, I appreciate it. Good morning, and happy 4th of July to you. Appreciate the wave. Get it at you later. 99 Upstate New York is back quiet. Take care.
Yeah, let's go look around. We got Upstate New York this hour. They probably went to bed, but
Audio.
Oh, boys, we're fading out over here on the East Coast. Come on. Got such a good wave in your
Audio.
I hear you, Oreo. Come on, man. 76 Upstate New York.
got a lot of New Yorkers coming in. Well, go ahead, audio. This is 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. Loud and clear, New York.
We copy. I got you, man.
Loud and clear. Roger, Roger. Loud and clear. 99 Upstate New York. Sometimes called big time. Is reading the mail.
Come again. Yeah, where in central Connecticut are you up here, man? Come on.
They're all coming in. 99 is just smoking at 30 pounds down in Knoxville, Tennessee, waving on back from 362. I'm going to let you know, Mother Nature just opened up us tonight. We're here and we're walking around on this 4th of July, and the Statue of Liberty is rocking and rolling tonight.
Somebody said I'm blowing smoke somewhere.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I heard you up there.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, Statue of Liberty is opening up her knees for you guys out there tonight. You guys are smoking it all the way from New York down in Tennessee from 362. We hear you loud and clear. We're hearing about 30 pounds down here today.
Everybody is calling out for upstate New York, man. I hear holding out there.
10-4.
Yeah, 99, 76 upstate New York, and 99 is coming in good out there. 362 waving on back from Knoxville, Tennessee. Weather's been kind of hot down here, but we haven't had rain for the last few days. But I'm sure you guys are getting great conditions up there right now.
CQDX, Central Connecticut, AAA. I'm going to say 73 is out, man. 73 is upstate New York. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to you out there, and I hope you guys have a great Independence Day. I think it's been all good all week, guys. I'm sure you heard about that bill passed. I hope things does good. I hope our prices get lower real soon all over the United States. I hope we can start buying up more stuff soon.
Yeah, we copy.
I was just trying to find out that 99 up in state New York or 76 out there. I'm trying to figure out what kind of radio you guys are talking on, what type of radio you're talking on an antenna. I just wanted to let you know we got you on a live 62 World Radio on YouTube. We're about at least 52 minutes in the live stream. I want to wait on you guys up in the upstate New York, up in the Big Apple in the northeast corner from 362 from Knoxville, Tennessee. We hear you loud and clear tonight. 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. That's who I'm asking about the radios. That's me. That's why I'm asking the question about the kind of radios you're using tonight. Holy crap. I know what those are. It sounded good on an old 90s radio. I'm on an old 70s radio on a President Grant 1 from the 1970s. I'm running a 4-element beam on a stereo at 22 feet off the ground. I'm running a 2-pill on a Turner Plus 2 disc mic, but your Galaxy is sounding good on that collarless type antenna. It looks like a Makeover 5000, but it's a larger version of it. Yeah, yes, yeah. You're saying about 9 pounds. You were coming in 30 watts, still coming loud on the echo, but audio sounding pretty good down here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm in a town called Rockwood, Tennessee, about 42 miles west of Knoxville. I'm about 800 feet in the valley, and we're between the eastern and central time zone out here. I'm at my backyard, but I hear you guys loud and clear down here tonight. You've got some good modulation on your radio.
Trying to have a little fun with the echo. Echo's gone. I'm about 80 miles north of New York City, Poughkeepsie, Hyde Park area, Dutchess County. Roger.
All right, thanks for the contact, 76 New York, upstate New York. Your audio's coming in pretty good out here. You're loud, but I'm going to let you know you're making a trip all the way down in Tennessee tonight from 362. Have a good night out there. 73, we're standing by. Okay, it's 99 up New York. We got you out there. We got you wrote down on the live stream. 362 from Knoxville, Tennessee. 73. We're standing by for a few minutes.
Take care. Happy 4th of July. 99 upstate New York is back quiet.
That guy is slamming. You hear him? He's on an old radio with a colorless type antenna. That's one of those 5 ground wave type antennas. That's a big system setup. Those are the one. That's the one Mud Duck in the Desert has. He had one of those antennas, but this guy has an old Galaxy.
Register to preamp. Suck you in. Who's that calling 99 up here in New York?
Those antennas can handle a lot of wattage. Such as they are. That's true.
Somebody keyed down with you again that time. Come on, try it again. 99 up here in New York is still reading the mail.
You talking about Atari 800? I had played Atari 2600 a long time ago when I was a young kid. When I was 5 years old back in '85. Yeah.
I heard you again, but a couple keyed in there with you again. A little rough on my end. 99, sometimes called big time around these big apple trees, is still reading the mail.
That guy's coming. I'm holding on the game, man. We're heading up to the Steelers in New York. I know what it is. It's the 5 Finger Lakes. It's near the Canadian border.
CQDX, you got a copy of this?
I heard you say no doubt about it. I definitely heard you say no doubt about it. I'm still trying to pull you out of there. Good morning from upstate New York. 99, sometimes called big time, is still reading the mail.
That guy's coming. That's the old Galaxy radios. I even had all that background in the radio, but it's got to be some D104 mic or something. That guy was on the old Galaxy base station radio. I was surprised there was more skip on it.
Iowa.
He's talking to Iowa. Let's go take a look around, see if we can see something.
Come on back to me. Give me a count.
I'm gonna go look over in a second. That guy.
I got you about 5 over 7. 5 over 7 up here in upstate New York, Roger.
I'm gonna go look around over here. They were doing Jamaica down there from all the way to New York tonight. The sun's actually shining.
Roger, I'm fine. You're pretty good audio. I appreciate the flowers. You definitely sound loud and clear here as well.
We're checking over here. Nothing over the West Coast tonight. All we just in the Northeast states.
Happy 4th of July. Big time around the Big Apple back out.
That guy's still holding up because that's the only DX we're getting in New York today. Dallas should be able to get this guy no problem. He's on one of those big type antenna system. It's got to be the Northern Lights up that far north, but they say it's only most of the Southern Lights are doing it. So it's open up, so we're going to get the DX in a few days, guys. I think it's going to open up really big after this.
Kentucky, you got a copy on Central Connecticut, AAA waving.
Oh, Connecticut, it's coming in, guys. But I would keep on that contest tomorrow.
No, 10-4, same to you. Enjoy. And you're coming in loud and proud.
Connecticut around 60 degrees. It's going to be close to around 50 or 60.
No, 10-4. Oh, I'm on a striker, 955 HP. Yeah. And I'm about 35 feet off the ground. Yep, but we're about 450 feet off the ground, off sea level.
Holy shit. Let me see if they can make it.
Yeah, 10-4. Hey, we're reading her a lot of proud over here, so I just heard you coming in really good. I got a shot him out.
New Jersey. Long Island, New York. Let's go get him. I gotta get this guy. Let's go get him.
Hey, 66, you got a group about 99 up here in New York. 99 upstate New York. Just try and break.
How about that Connecticut station? How about that Connecticut station calling CQDX? Do you got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee calling?
One time until you're sounding mighty fine up here in the Big Apple this morning, actually.
You go around for 50 reviews on the guy. He's awesome reviews. Calling CQDX. Calling CQDX. 362 Knoxville, Tennessee calling.
Take care, 66. Appreciate the wave. 73's good numbers from my house to yours, and happy 4th of July. 99 sometimes called big time around this Big Apple is back out.
How about you there, Wisconsin? You still out there?
If I'm about to see radio good, could I reach Foxy? Yeah, you can. I have good California, no problems on those great conditions on you, Flipper. Yeah, I'm telling you, I have talked to San Diego, California many times with this beam. Yes.
How about that, Wisconsin? You got a copy on AAA?
It's only when the DX comes in, yes. But you have to get on a beam to talk to me sometimes. Or like one of those regular ground rate type ones. I have reached California before. I hit Southern California, Northern California, Central California, no problems with the beam. It's when those conditions kick in. When Arizona opens up, I usually get California, no problems. And it depends on the conditions. I had, back a few months ago, the skip was kind of different, yes. It's just what's happening right now. But I've gotten California, I think about 4 weeks ago, I talked to Northern California with this beam. And I have gotten Los Angeles, California that day too. I had it on the previous live streams I had before. It depends on where you're at in California, where you're at. That's what it is. It depends on the conditions and all that stuff. So I live in an area that's very small, tiny town, which we don't have a lot of city buildings out here. Those are a lot of small houses and stuff like that they have around here. But mostly that's what we get out here. But when I lived in Utah, we had a lot of these power line noises. A lot of like what wiring actually goes through on these all the time. It's true. Because my radio used to pick on my, I had a cat, I still have the antenna, that coil antenna I have, the trim cat twin antenna, TC9, and I used that one on that Cobra 139, the base station radio, with this blue box a while back. That's what I used to do, and I had used a antenna tuner, which I have one still, a small one, and I made contacts, mostly, I think I reached California called Wrecking Ball, and I made it to T1 at one time, but mostly I had a lot of local talks from almost 30 miles away, and I talked to a lot of guys local talking area, and sometimes I had reached almost near Idaho one time with the antenna too, that far north. Because back then I had a different antenna set up, and a different power supply I was doing. And we just lost New York this morning, guys, you see that? We're lucky at some skip tonight. This week's been awesome. I think a lot of months, but I have the tools for the beam. This should be right, because Mark Sanko's told me to get one of these at Harbor Freight. I bought it about 2 weeks ago. It's got the 3.5 metric. So you guys see this right here? I have it right here just in case like that, because I lost my L key for the one for the serial, but I was trying to clean out my back room because I had to do this back several months ago. So I got one of these for the serial beam. This should be able to fit them that size. Either way, they do like that. But what you do with the serial beam, you just only use an X screwdriver and heat shrink wrap to put over the plastic things. That's what I did, so the water stays out. And the antenna, and it runs on a tuner. It's got coax seal on both of those on the serial beam antenna, and also on the barrel connector between RG58, because I had to run that. But did you saw that video? I'll tell you, did you guys saw that video Mower Junkie got? That Nano VA he's got? His was a large one. Mine's an older one, but it's the same exact thing he's doing. It is a fantastic tool. I'm telling you, the Nano VA is an awesome tool. You should get one, Flipper. You should get one of these Nano VAs. They actually can see your SWRs pretty good. And you don't have to transmit on this device because you'll mess it up if you transmit on a Nano VA. It's a network analyzer. It's a pretty cool one. It's an awesome thing. It saved a lot of times for my antennas and stuff. Without the Nano VA, I would not have the Maker 5000 the way it is right now, and my serial. It is a cool device. I recommend everybody get a Nano VA. It is an awesome device. As long as you take care of the device, it's cool. I was ready to get some DX done, but that's why it's changing again. And we just lost some New York.
Hey, New York.
Whoa.
Unit 99.
He's back. Wow, he's still
Corrected, Butch.
He's still going on 37. Cool. Now I'm surprised to get this. We just talked about the channels tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys take care. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
Alright, go to bed right now. Have a good night out there. Happy 4th of July from Knoxville, Tennessee, from 362. My name is Hotel India Echo. And they call me the Foxman 362 down in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're waving on back to you.
You get some time? 99 upstate New York is clear and gone. 10-7.
Alright, 7399 New York. Have a good one out there. Make sure you check out my video on Mower Junkies channel. On his channel, you'll be able to see the Foxman's video out there. But thanks for the contact out there today, 99 New York. We have you on Knoxville, Tennessee. And you had a great audio station tonight. Have a good one. Happy 4th of July to your family up there in upstate New York. Yeah, he probably was gone. I get kind of too excited on the radio. Yeah, you see how he's doing? But that's a good question about Flipper. How old? What? Were you in CBs a long time ago? Yeah, because the last time, I'll tell you, I have other radios down here too. What got me back to C radio was that ham radio did when I got it. I wish I could convert it. I have a Kindle TS520 SE. I bought it from the guy in Farmington, Utah back in 2017. Before that, what got me back into it when I got a bullpen radio, I want to try an FRS and listen to repeaters and stuff. Sometimes I chunk them before I never talk about them in my local area. And I heard guys on this channel once on the Heading Headband in Layton, Utah, and they used to do these trivia questions on the 2-meter band. And they were talking all over the United States, and I heard some guy in Japan talking on the repeater all the way to Utah. I'm not kidding, on a repeater. Back in 2017, I had some videos of it on my other channel. And that's what I used to hear. And then the whole thing works for FRC. I talked to construction workers at FRC, was in Utah up on the mountain. And there was guys from Jacksonville, Florida that talked on there. I had a video of him talking to me on it. But also then what got me back in the C radio when I got this ham radio, when I bought it for like $200, and the guy knocked it down for half the price. I wanted to try to put a magnet mount antenna. No, a loop antenna. That's all I wanted to do with this radio. But this guy was out of Farmington, Utah. This guy was a 80-year-old guy. And it's only been owned by 2 owners. He bought it back in the 70s at one of his hand presses. The only thing he worked on this radio, it has like a CW system in it, and it's perfect. The only thing I do is fix the original mic, the guest mic. That's all I did. It has the original mic that came with it. And I tried it on some of my videos a while back. And I didn't know, and my dad actually talked to the guy, told him what kind of antenna system. And this is before he had that stroke after 2 or 3 years later. This is a heavy ham radio system. It's heavy duty. It's got 10 meters in it. I wish I had 11 meters in it, but it's a really good system. I've listened on it lots of times back then, like New Zealand, Philippines, and all those things. And 160, I think the farthest heard was East Coast was Pennsylvania. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. But they had this jammer on there one time on channel 40 on 80 meters. I heard him. He said nobody cares. He's the guy called the Nobody Care guy on ham radio. I don't know if he still does it in Utah, but he's in California or somewhere out there. You can actually hear him on the 40 meter and 80 meter band back in 2017. I had recordings of him, but he was talking all kinds of stuff. A lot of people didn't like him. And I'm telling you, there was a guy called Nobody's Cares. I don't know who it was, but he was just playing with all these guys on the Channel 40 channel. But he was doing on this every single night on the 40 and 80 meters. Mostly hanging around that area. But that's what most I heard on it. But all I heard was some other guys on ham radio back there was the Wharf, they called back then. And there was some other ones like the Ogden C radio clubs out there too. But then after I got played with the ham radio for a while, I went for the C radio. What got me back into it was the TRC 417, that old 1986 radio. That's what I got. And I started with one of these white rubber ducky antennas until I got an antenna tuner to try it out. Then it took me several months to get the trim TC9 Catsman. That's what got me back into run before I got, that's when I got my base station. Because the only, my second base station I ever owned, what got me back in the radio when I bought it back in Utah was the TRC 23C. It's not a tube radio, it's an old one from the 70s, and it still works good. So I had a video of it a while back. Then it was in the same month, and I bought one, I actually won this on my auction during my birthday. It was a Cobra 139 Betacom 40 channel mod system. And I fought it over, this came from out of Pennsylvania, and I fought this bid with a bunch of bidders. I fought off these two bidders off it, and that's how I got that one. It was like a $100 radio that I got back then on my birthday. And then I got this Cobra 139 with the 40 channel mod. That's how I won that one. On the eBay auction I won on. It was a bid auction I had won and fought for it. That's how I got this. But I've seen 3 of these radios on the internet right now. There's one on eBay, a guy out of Florida selling the same model I have with the Betacom switch built in, and there's one on Facebook Marketplace I saw a few days ago. It has a Cobra 139 with the 40 channel crystals built into it. Yeah, I started watching Motor Junkie too, but that was before I actually saw Motor Junkie. And I got into the C radios with the Cobra 139 stuff, and before I bought my Grant. Motor Junkie remembers this Grant radio in the comments I talked to a while back. He says they sound like a Cobra 1000 or a Cobra 2000 he was telling me. That's what he was telling me way back then. And let me tell you, back then when I had this Cobra 139 and President Grant, he started on a Washington radio. That's all he had. And he had a TRC 451 I had right here. In this file I have, just these repairs. I have one. It has this crystal thing in the middle of this radio, which I wish I did back in Legend State. But I found it I won it during using it in one of my phone farm apps when I earned money on the internet. That's how I got some of these radios for free, except the base station, the Cobra 139, and the TRC 23C. The only radio I got for free was my President Grant radio, I think it was, and the TRC 451 back in that year when I got it. And I got lucky on one of those RCI 2950s I found one too, which it needs repairs, but still works. Yeah, please want to you listen to static and talk into the line. See, I can't hear you. Hold on a minute. Let me try to turn that down. Here it goes. Can you hear me now better? Is that much better now? Had to turn down the microphone on that radio. The radio I had to turn down. I know it's 2 o'clock. I was telling about the radios I had back then, how I started on CB radio before I did that. I bought some Bullfing radios back several years ago when I lived in Utah, which I wanted to listen on the Ham bands, and also I tried on FRS a while back. And before, this was several months before I got into Syria. And then I bought this TRC 520 SE out of Utah. It was only owned by 2 owners, and it was like $200. I got it at a local classifier out of KSL. This guy out of Farmington, Utah, I had a while back. It was back in 2017. Yeah. I don't have no dogs barking now. They're all sleeping right now. Yeah, the dog usually barks when they're out here once in a while, but they come out during once in a while. They're golden doodles. That's what they are. and I have one of those a pug. I have at least 6 dogs. My sister has at least 2. She has a Dalmatian and one golden doodle. And I have at least 2 golden doodles that are like my mom's and my family's, but also I have a pug, which used to be my brother's dog, which I took care of it before. And I have one of those French bulldogs too. My mom just bought last year for her birthday. And that's why I spend time with the French bulldog. That's why I sit out in the living room, spend time with him, because he's still a puppy, and it takes 2 years to get him out of the puppy stage. That's what I'm saying, but he's gonna do great. So I was telling about my radio, my Kenwood TS520 SE. It was owned by 2 owners, and I bought it out of a local classified. The guy talked me down to $200 for this radio. And it has a desk mic, which it needs repair, but it has its original stock mic. It works good. It has the spare tubes for it, which this radio is in great shape. And the guy worked on it with CW on it and stuff like that, and still transmit pretty good. I tried it before on offline with no antenna, so it does work good. And I've listened to a lot of stuff back in Utah. I was listening on that thing, like the Philippines and Utah, also New Zealand, on some shortwave stations. And I heard some guys on 40 meters and 80 meters back then, which that radio does pretty good. But it's a pretty awesome radio. But I wish I could convert it to 11 meters on the Kenwood TS520 SE. That'd be quite nice. It has 10 meters on it too. But I've seen videos, some people actually have converted it to 11 meters on one of these radios. It's one of those mods of hard ones, but someone actually has done it before. I've seen some videos. They show someone transmit on 11 meters with this radio. But that's what I'm saying. And before that, in 2017 and 2018, what got me back in C radio, what got me in C radio at that time, several months down the road, when I got the TRC 418, well 417, I'm looking at it right now. There's looking at that one right there. It is actually a 418, that's what it is, a mobile radio. I bought it off of eBay back in June 2018. It's a small one, out of North Carolina where it came from. And I had this rubber type antenna I bought for like $9, which I had to tune it with a antenna tuner when I got one of those. And during the month of August, I bought 2 radios that year. In 2018, I have a TRC 23C. That was my second base station I ever owned. The last one I owned was a Navajo base station from Radio Shack when I lived in Hollywood, Florida. And I told you about the story about that one. I was my first base station C radio back when I was 15 years old. On a Super Lance antenna about 51 feet off the ground on a dipole. Not a very small antenna back then. But what got my back in C radio when I got my second base station was the TRC 23C. It's a Radio Shack ballistic. It still works as good as day. It was like $40 on eBay when I bought it from a guy in Texas, back in Utah. Then, during the month of August, when I was winning on an eBay bid for our birthday, that Cobra 139 you see in the videos with the beta.com, it came from Pennsylvania. That's where it came from, and it took me a few days to win it off on the eBay auction when I fought for it. I only paid like $100 for that base station radio, which the Betacom that built in the 40 channel switch, and has a sticker on the back of it. The last time it was done was back in 1984. It says on the sticker, and that's probably where it came from, Pennsylvania. That's probably when they did the Betacom channel 40 channel monitor. Then I started to pick up more other radios I had, like the Sirius Road Talker I had, which one needs repair, like the 40 channel one. And then I went for a 23 channel one, a Sirius radio with sideband built in. But the other one with the Sirius Road Talker has a sideband built in. It has its original box and its original manual with the schematics on it. And it came out I only paid $40 for it. It was actually out of the stores out of Ocala, Florida on eBay when I got this radio, which it still works. It transmits, but it does not receive and stuff like that, or translate like that. It still lights up and everything. It just needs recapping, I think it does. And then when I got my Sears other radio, the 24 channel one, like the one Wagmaster has, which I did some deoxing, everything works no problem. This was back in 2018 when I got that. And then I started picking up those radios, the one with the Grant, and the TRC 451 when I bought it with home farm money when I won it for free. That was like in 2021 and 2020, early during that year. And there was an app called SimCash, where you just run your phone without nothing to do with it, like running without just sit it and forget it. And it was just using like on that, and I made like almost like $90 one time when I did. But before that, I had that Bugle app. But the Bugle app I did back when I got my Code 139 base station. That's when I bought my 2 amp box, the RM 203 keys. One was $40, and the other one for $90 I got done with for free. The other one I paid $40 in my own cash. So I have 2 of those still there to this day. Then after like 2 years later, when I made another $90 again, that's when I bought the other radios, the President Grant 1 for $60 I think, or $85 for it, and the TRC 451 just needs repairs and stuff. 888, cool. And that's what I was telling you. I hear about there, and that's how I got that radio. And then I got my RCI 2950 before I moved out of Utah 3 months down the road. And I bought the one off eBay. It has the original display for it, but it needs repairs on that. But I put in one of those color displays in there, which it doesn't work for 11 meters. It probably needs an E-chip for it. Let's go get them. Let's get the Connecticut. I'm gonna grab this guy. How about that Central Connecticut station calling CQDX? You got a copy on 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We're gonna lose him in a second. Let's get him. How about Central Connecticut? How about Central Connecticut calling CQDX? You got a copy of 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We're calling. Let's try again. Calling CQDX. Does anyone got a copy on this station down in Knoxville, Tennessee this hour? How about that 888 Central Connecticut? We got you in the mail out there. 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I hear somebody calling 888 out there, but I can't get out, man. There's just too much noise going on.
How about that 888 Connecticut? How about that 888 Connecticut calling CQDX? You got a copy on 362 Knoxville, Tennessee.
Was it Knoxville, Tennessee? Knoxville, Tennessee? Is that what I heard?
That is right, QSL. That's right. Numbers are 362.
I heard Knoxville, Tennessee. Out in the distance. Holy shit. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it's me, Knoxville, Tennessee, from 362. We're running on a 4-element stereo about 22 feet off the ground. I'm running a Turner Plus 2 desk mic on a President Grant 1970s. We're running a 2-pill tonight. You're sounding good out there. 888 Connecticut, you're coming in loud and clear. How about that 888 Connecticut? Do you got a copy on C? Numbers are 362. We're trying again.
Just barely hearing you. I hear you in the distance there. Yep, Knoxville, Tennessee. We copy. I didn't catch the numbers, but you got 888. So we're gonna go with it.
888. My numbers are 362. 362 Knoxville, Tennessee.
62 Knoxville, Tennessee. 362, I believe. Knoxville, yes. 888, we copy.
Yeah, you're making about 7 pounds, between 5, but you're slinging up and down. We hear you loud and clear. That is right. You got the right numbers. And the radio we're using tonight is a President Grant 1 from 1977. I'm running a Turner Plus 2 desk microphone. I'm running a 2-pill on a 4-element stereo beam antenna, 22 feet off the ground, QSL.
No, 10-4. I copied half of what you said, but radio was and your antenna and stuff like that, but it's a hard time to hear you, man. It's a hard time to hear you, Knoxville. But, yeah, hey, we're running a striker over here. We got a desktop mic and power mic, and, hey, I'm running Intron 99, about 35 feet off the ground.
Roger, yeah, we got all that right there. Everything QSL. We hear you loud and clear on the Intron 99 and the Striker. It's sounding beautiful tonight. You're making a good trip, about 7 to 9 pounds right now.
No, 10-4, 10-4. We're just grasping. Come on, boys, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we'll hear you a lot better.
All right, have a good one, Triple Eight out there in Connecticut. Thanks for the contact. Wonderful QSL. Have a great happy 4th of July this morning from 362 Knoxville, Tennessee. Operator name is Richie Hotel India Echo. I'm going to let you know. Have a good night out there. We'll catch you later from 362 from Knoxville, Tennessee. 73.
Oh, 73 is also, yeah. 362, yes.
We got it.
Have yourself a super fun.
That beam made it, guys. It punched through those mountains. We went over the Smoky Mountains on this thing. He was up in Connecticut this hour. It's this E-skip we're doing. We're lucky we're getting this hour this late. I don't usually get to 3 in the morning on this. Our skip usually closes out. It's definitely some backscatter conditions.
All right, CQDX, you got a copy on 888, Central Connecticut. We're waving. Let's go.
I'm in one of the aggressive skips. Who's Pop? Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Pop? Who's here? Hey, what's up, 62? 360, not 360. Yeah. Who's Paul Hudson? Where are you at out there? Where are you located at? What's your QTH? Some guy came out here today. We got a lot of people on the channel. It could be the ones that are watching my live stream out here following this radio, but who's that guy Paul in here? Is that UDX 387? I'm trying to figure out who's Paul Hudson. I see it in the chat room. Yeah, connected to Tennessee. That's right, Mark Sanquist. But who's this Paul Hudson? Who is this guy out here? I don't know who that is. Is that UDX 387 in Arizona? Hey, Paul Hudson. What's your QTH? Where are you at?
QDX, you got a copy on Central Connecticut. We're waving. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. No long distance charger. Oh, you're over in the UK. Okay. We haven't heard the UK for several months, Paul. That's what I'm saying. We haven't heard the UK stations almost since May. That's the last time I talked to the UK since May and April. Because I have heard those guys spreading the shed. And I talked to several of them too. I actually got a QSL card from one of the guys in the UK. It's a large one I print out. And I have it here in one of my booklets here. This guy I talked to a while back.
One more time. How about you? CQDX, you got a copy on Central Connecticut. Central Connecticut, 888. We're waving.
He's doing wild, man. He's doing good. I need to get out here and go to bed soon. I need to get out here before I get too tired. We're doing great on DX this late out. I like the late night DX. That's what I've been looking for. This is the guy that contacted me before when I had on my Cobra 139 a while back. With this one, not the Grant, my Cobra 139 talked to this guy here. He emailed me on Facebook Marketplace, and I got these printout things for him. That's him. I talked to him. It's usually 873, 26th Division, UK 873, and he gave me sent me a picture of this, and that's how he got this to me. That was it. That's the guy I talked to on channel 38. He's the only guy I got a QSL card. I never got any QSL card from anyone from the UK except this is the only one I got. He's on 873. That's him. That was back on my Cobra 139 when I made contact to him. On my beam antenna, the few number of stations I did, yes. That's what he's on. I'm checking it. I think that's channel 12 or something, but it's up beside me. That's where the guy's at. So yeah, pretty cool. I really lost the name, but I didn't know I was getting the channel. This guy's getting up all night doing this stuff. I have another one here too. Here's another one I got from his name is Roy. That's what I made on the Cobra 139 a while back. This guy here. So you guys can take a look at this. I'm showing you on the live stream. So I like to interact with all the guys on the live stream to show this. That's what I like to do on the live stream. So talk to you guys out there on the radio. Yep. I don't have a lot of QSL cards. I wish I had a lot more. So I don't have a lot of QSL cards except the ones from the line ones like that. I have a lot of QSL cards for shortwave radio, but I don't have a lot of QSL cards from other people except the ones I got, the ones I show on the show every time about when I get off the here on the stream. Yeah, in the wintertime we get a lot of stuff out there. So we have some UK stations out there too. Yep, nothing out here tonight. I think that guy went to bed. So we're gonna go to 90 degrees. Man, we had some great conditions tonight, almost 3 in the morning. I gotta get out of here, go to bed, rest, relax. I'm gonna do all that right now. So I'm glad you guys came out here today. There's a lot of guys that chatting out here tonight. So we're gonna go back. Yeah, no direction in Connecticut. I was surprised we would get New York at this hour, man. I love this late night DX when it's relaxing. We don't hear nobody out there tonight, but that was really good. But I have to try. Someone's got to tell me to turn down the radio so I can talk to you guys. But we're gonna be getting out of here soon. But I don't mind you guys talking to chat tonight. That'd be awesome. I like to run the live stream when it's like this, and you guys can have interact with chat each other all the time. I like to do something like this more, like this. And you guys can interact with your chat like this every time if you want. Sometimes you can do that. So you guys are talking to Flipper out there. Yeah. Flipper's a new guy out here, been out here for the last, I think a few nights ago he was talking out here too. He's been watching some of the, and it means DX is starting to open up slowly, but it means it's coming back slowly after the 5th. It's just the medium conditions. I was trying to check the space weather report from that space woman. We call her the space woman. I think it's Tabitha. That's the one that does all the sun report things. She had a new video out there, I think yesterday. And she thinks we're going to have good conditions. That's what she was talking about for AHF operators. I'm talking about ham radio, but it could be the same thing with C radios. They're almost the same spectrum, almost close to it. It's just an idea to figure that out. I was trying to figure that out. And they're talking about mostly it's the southern hemisphere. It's mostly getting all the bad conditions down there because they're getting all the northern lights down there. That's where it's sitting at. It's in Antarctica right now, I heard. So we might be getting some stations in Australia and South Africa this time of year. If it's the southern lights are hitting down that far south, we might get some of those stations like way down there on our beams. So we might be able to hear them. Because if the northern lights are hitting down in the southern lights down in the southern hemisphere, we might be. Some people are going to get lucky on some of that stuff on the skits for the south of us. So this has been a great night. 1 hour and 34 minutes. We got to keep these streams pretty good. We had a lot of great chats here tonight. This is awesome. I like the guys interact with each other. We have southern lights, but they are in legal immigrants are scaling the border walls lit up. I'm talking about the northern lights. We do get them down in Tennessee. You can't see them. You have to have a camera to look at them to see 'em. I haven't seen them, but most of I almost caught some glimpses of them before. But my mother actually seen the northern lights a long time ago when she was 6 years old in Alaska because she went through the 1964 earthquake when she was 6 years old because her dad was stationed in the Air Force Base a long time ago. He went through the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and that was the time when he had that time. And that time, my mom's dad, yes. But my mom went through the disaster of 1964 in Anchorage, Alaska. She survived on a high rise, getting out of the building just in time, and they stayed in their car for 7 days of aftershock until the earthquake was done. It was like, I think it was like a 5-minute earthquake. I looked at the history of it because my mom scarred from for the rest of her life, but mostly my mom went unconscious after at least several days when there was a lot of stress over her during the earthquake. So only how they got out after the earthquake, they actually got them out of there. Some airplane took them out of Anchorage, Alaska, and flew into Fairbanks. That's how they got out of there. But my mom only remembers her brother's school. Her brother's school got swallowed down in the earthquake in Anchorage, Alaska. And my grandpa took photos of it after when he came back to Anchorage. That was the photo of him, of the natural disaster you see in famous photos, with him with the black hair. That was him, took that picture of him standing at the school, of my mom's brother's school when it was swallowed in the ground. And I've seen YouTube videos of it on YouTube. That was him that took the picture and gave it to the newspaper media back then. I think he did. It was him in the photo. So I think what I've seen a while back, because my mom has the same photo of it a long time ago when she showed it on her photo albums. Yeah, but someone must have leaked that one out. Probably someone did or he did. I don't know during the time. But and this earthquake, this is like when these earthquakes happen every 500 years. So they rarely don't happen for a long time. And it's just like an earthquake that resets the spring. That's what it does. Once you study about it. But I've never been in an earthquake, except the only closest I've been in an earthquake was in Salt Lake City, Utah, up in Ogden, Utah, where I lived in Pleasant View. We had an earthquake back several years ago in 2021, and the pandemic at the same time. It was like 70 miles away. I was on the bench, so we didn't felt it that much. But when my sister worked at one of these local slaughter places where they do slaughter animals and meat inspections and stuff, she was in the valley out by Plain City, Utah, out toward the Great Salt Lake. They actually felt the earthquake down there and was shaking all the windows around. That's what I know. And someone actually had to help her get her out of the building because she was freaking out, all mirrors shaking and stuff. But up on the bench we felt a little bit at all because there were like 5,000 feet. And there were like 4,000 feet in the valleys because the earthquake was at least down toward west of Salt Lake City. It was at least 70 miles away where it was at. It only took out this town and almost knocked some heights at the Salt Lake City airport I saw in the video back then. But the newscasters told people stand between the doorway and during an earthquake so the objects don't fall. I was actually going to go run out of the house and go up to the higher benches up to that area where the trail that lives up where it goes up to Mount Good Lemon. I was going to head up that way to get away from in case the Great Salt Lake was going to burst and flood the valleys. That's the worst case scenario in Utah is like if they had a big earthquake, they had to have happened a long time ago. The worst they can actually have is a 7.0 earthquake. This was mostly a 5.0 earthquake when they had between 4.0 back in 2021, what I remember. Because I went to look at it on the earthquake report that day when it was like early, like 7 o'clock in the morning when it happened. And it was definitely shaking the Salt Lake City, Utah stations, but not where I was at. We were good, pretty far away, but the worst case scenario was actually like I've seen in videos about it. They can actually have 7.0 earthquakes in the valley, and they haven't had one since 1936 in the Salt Lake City in northern Utah in that area. And they've had earthquake drills all the time. Their earthquake month is usually April. April is usually the earthquakes when they happen in the month at that time. But in Alaska, their worst earthquakes usually happen in the month of March. I know. So I'm just telling you that. But the worst case scenario for Salt Lake City can happen. They have an earthquake. The Great Salt Lake can open up and flood the whole entire valleys. That's the worst case scenario that can happen. The Great Salt Lake water can open up and flood towns and split all these areas because they have these old fault lines, but they're not. They're a different kind of fault line compared to California's it does. Yeah, I heard things like that. We don't get we do get little earthquakes here. We don't feel that much. Most of them are in South Carolina now. But also we get that Virginia fault line earthquake over in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where the worst earthquake would be over there. But we're down below near a mountain, down below the plateaus. People will probably feel it, but it depends on where it's at. No, I don't have a relationship with her. No, not likely. My sister usually, she stays herself. That's what she does. My sister usually stays herself. But my mom didn't die in Alaska, but my grandparents survived the Alaska earthquake, and my mom too. So they got out of there alive, no problem, and stuff like that. But they actually flew out to Fairbanks, Alaska, and that's how they got out of Alaska. That's what I'm saying. My mom didn't die in the earthquake. They both survived. If anybody wants to sell, wants to use CV Grill and it says, give me some advice, I will listen and pay. Okay. Usually 390 will tell you a lot of stuff here and there. There's a lot of guys will tell you on this question. But my sister, I don't have a relationship with her, but her a long time ago when she was born in Hollywood, Florida, that's where she was from, and she had heart surgery at 4 days old, and it was like one of the best doctors in South Florida that had one of the best heart surgeries back then. So my dad worked for the telephone company for a long time back then. So yeah, she has one of those bikini type cuts for heart surgery, and this guy called Dr. Burt back in the day in Miami, he's very famous on TV in South Florida, which is called Miami Children's Hospital. They still run to this day and do all that. It's one like the #1 surgery for heart conditions for babies and stuff. And that's how my sister got lucky. They did heart surgery on her, which is she's done, and she's never had problems ever since. But she can't do certain things and stuff like that, lifting things and big heavy weights and all that. But it happened when she was a baby at 4 days old. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just telling you guys are waving out here tonight. But I'm glad you guys gave me the chat today. So we had some great conditions tonight. 3 o'clock in the morning. We gotta get out of here and go to bed. Maybe I could reach out to her and just tell her that you still love her as your sister. Yeah. But my sister usually stays herself. That's what I'm saying. My sister is like, she was born in 1996. That's what she is. But she's very busy. She does her own stuff and stuff. But mostly that's what she does. So I'm just telling you, this is actually, so 21.C, check him out on YouTube and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Don't forget that. He's out at Old Radio Night. And I'm telling you like that. And check out Old Radio Night out there, out of YouTube land. This is 21.C, out of Charleston, South Carolina. I was born in the 60s. I lived so much, like 7 decades. My mom was born in like around the late 50s. And that's old. And my dad was born in 1960. My dad was born in the 60s too. So they were just mostly baby boomers. That's what they are. My dad was born out of Brooklyn, New York. My mom was born in Crossville, Tennessee. But my dad was in New York until like 1966 when he moved down in Homestead, Florida during that time. But what he actually did during that time, he worked when he was in the late 70s. He he was a quarterback football player, but he doesn't do anything with sports and stuff. He didn't like watching it, but he did quarterback football for his high school in Homestead, Florida, back then, and that's how he talked on CB radios and stuff like that. Then my dad worked on the he worked on the shrimp boats in Key Largo, Florida, back in the 70s when they used to pay really good money back then, a decent amount of money when he went on the boat, and mostly they catch shrimp, and that's what he did. He didn't drill boats. He was 17 years old back in high school doing that, and also he did beekeeper work in Miami, Florida, with one of the famous beekeepers back in the 70s. He did. That's what my dad did a lot of stuff, and he learned a lot of agriculture from the places of the Redlands of Florida. They were actually called the Redlands, which still exist this day. That's how he learned all his garden stuff in high school. Like my mom does here. My mom learned from my dad from his garden skills, and we learned that she learned that on the farm a while back in North Florida, and plus, during my dad was in the Navy for a long time and traveled from place to place. My dad did garden in his backyard and stuff like that. So yeah, my dad learned agricultural stuff back in Homestead during the 70s, when it was really good back then when it was. But I don't remember the 70s very. I don't even remember the 80s very well when I am. So yeah, my dad told me in the Florida Keys were actually beautiful back in time, in Key West and stuff like that, before all the Cubans took over South Florida during the 80s. I know. And my parents told me all that because the Cubans took. I'm not racist or nothing like that, but it's the one with the Mario boat lift. That's when they took over South Florida in the 70s. Back then, before the 70s, Florida was a pretty nice place and stuff like that. That's what happened. That's what my parents told me a while back. What happened? It was during the time the Carter administration happened during that time. Yeah, my dad was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. Then he did Orlando, Florida, when he did a boot camp. But he was stationed. He was stationed when he got into that stuff. He was on 2 Navy ships in his life, and what he used to do, he used to do electronic warfare back in the day on the radar rooms to protect the Navy ships. He was in Beirut, and he was in Desert Storm and Desert Shield. And that's what he used to do a lot of times. Because my dad is disabled now, and he had a stroke back in 2019. Still had. He lives on a feeding tube for the rest of his life. Because last year he was in the hospital last year. He almost didn't make it again, but he did make it okay. But he only lives on a feeding tube and sleeps in the bed all the time. I help my mother out every day when she does all this stuff to help him out. And I usually help him out when I change out the urine, so I just pour it out, just wash it out and go in and do all that stuff. But no big deal, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to help him to keep him the best I can right now. Because my dad was a heavy smoker back when he started in his teens back in the day. But my dad served in the Navy. He worked on the telephone lines in the 90s with Bell South, and until AT&T merged a long time ago. He got laid off with AT&T. Very long story, which my dad, either way, the guys know all about that. And my dad went back to fly back in the year with Moody Air Force Base. They had a telephone job for him to repair DSL lines and stuff, and they sent him to Utah and all this stuff like that. And he did that for a long time, which we had to go with him either way to move him in Utah and all that stuff. And that was what I'm saying. But my dad served this country for a long time, and he did in the Navy. A lot of vets have done all that stuff. But my dad had to take a lot of hours, like protect people with missiles hitting ships back in the day. And also, my dad was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia, and he was stationed in Mayport, Florida, and also before that, he was stationed in Puerto Rico, Roosevelt Rose back in the day, we lived there for 3 years back in from 1986 to 1989. It was a beautiful island back in the day, but yeah, and yeah, because my dad did that, because I actually got to saw Arecibo, mostly, even Arecibo, the El Yunque National Forest, and El Moro. Mostly, I stayed on a lot on base schools until I went into the public school system after, in Florida, in North Carolina, and in Florida and North Carolina and all that stuff. but I was in a lot of military base schools. It's just like a regular public school system, but well more behaved back then. It's kind of different on those things. But the only thing when I saw a C radio when I was like, I remember when I was 6 years old, because my dad had one in his car. He only used it for PA speakers, and he had them before, but until he introduced C radio back in the 90s in his pickup truck with a Radio Shack, one of those things that in the 90s, a mobile radio. When he got his first pickup truck, his Ford F-250, in 1994, and it had pink, purple neon lights, and he had one of those type small black antennas. That's how I got into C radio, by grabbing and touching stuff, and I usually do little hand-on things, learn stuff like that for a long time. So you were in a, so you had a person who was in the military. Yeah, he did. He's doing a lot of stuff, but look what's going on in our country right now. They don't even respect our veterans these days. I feel sorry, because that's why when I go out to places, when I see a veteran, Tennessee's got a lot of veterans. They have a lot of veterans. It's the most veteran state in the U.S. I've seen. And I usually see those Vietnam vet guys. I tell them thank you for your service, because they gave up their freedom for us. That's what they do. It's very true. Because my dad knows all about the military stuff. He's pretty smart, but the only problem with the story, he got half damage, but he knows some things, but he knows a lot of stuff still. But he just can't talk right now. He just say, I and all that stuff. That's only how he talks. And that's how he does. They actually put surgery on his head that day when he had the stroke. He was pretty close to the hospital for at least almost 3 miles away from Hillford Air Force Base. The only how he got saved, when his workers saved him. He walked in the office that day and found him laying on the ground that day. And this guy actually saved his life and got him into the hospital just in time, but they actually gave him surgery on his head. He has like a plate in his head, that's what it is. He just can't talk, he just only say I, and that's how he talks. He knows some words. He actually call out my name sometimes, because my mom taught him all this stuff, taught him to walk. But until like that COVID kicked in, that's when it started. But I never got the thing that day when COVID happened, and I actually fought COVID-19 twice. Back in 2021 September. That's why I was on the rate on my shortwave radio for a month one time in September. Only how it happened to me, I went to a local barbershop in Harriman, Tennessee. And I don't go to that barbershop anymore. Ever since it happened, I go to a different one. And how it started, I had my mask, I wore it, then took, you know what, in my arm. But it came from, this lady was cutting my hair, and she was coughing. You couldn't tell if it's an allergy. You didn't know if she had the COVID. And it came right into, when she coughed in my ear, that's how it happened when she took off my mask. And that's how it started. I almost didn't came back, but I fought it hard. And the first time was bad, but the second time wasn't that bad. So what the effects were back then, I was having a lot of high fever, 130 degrees and stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. And I was trying to stay alive and stuff, eating a lot of food and stuff, drink Gatorade and stuff. That's what I did, and blew a lot of stuff out of my nose. I kept it for 16 days, and my family caught the whole entire COVID with me in it. I only even took the thing in the arm, and it didn't do nothing when I had the COVID. But this was a bad one, and the worst thing was actually the fevers. The fevers were the worst, high fevers. So we had to take these over-the-counter medicine that get it down, and I kept eating like soups and stuff. We kept my aunt actually helped us when she brought in the food and stuff. So she gave us Gatorade and some Fruit Loop cereals. That's what we had to eat, and I had to drink some strawberry drinks too. This is the only time I haven't drunk any soda for weeks, for days that one time. So again, the only thing how that happened, that was the worst happened to me, but it felt like you were rocking on a rocking ship when it was wobbling. This was definitely something that was a bad bug system going around. It was a bioweapon, it was, for sure, and I lucky they took that thing in my arm because it probably would have more side effects for me. But the worst thing about what happened during the COVID wars, the COVID, um, it was in the summertime in September when I caught it. It was a few days after my dad's birthday, and after a week later, that's how I caught it. It was only when I caught it at the barber shop, and it took a few days when it kicked in. That's what happened. It was very quick, but when mom caught it, she felt like shaking around. But I did the test result, and only thing I had was SARS-CoV-2. That's what I had. I had SARS-CoV-2 back then, but I never took the thing in my arm. I never took the arm ticket. That's what I'm saying. And my sister never took the arm ticket too. My parents took the arm ticket too, like once, but it didn't do good. My dad took it at least 3 times because all that stuff. But I never had it either way. But we're pretty good. But the worst part, and when it was month of September, then after the side effects kicked in, I had a lot of brain fog. That's what happened in the month of October, and I had to keep busy because I was thinking all this brain fog, trying to forget things, and until I started playing with my shortwave radio, to kept listening to shortwave C radio. That's how I got my brain back because of the shortwave radio. I kept busy. Then my sister had her second boyfriend here. He came out there because the virus was already gone. We're working on a fence for my dog pen out there in the backyard. You see with the cereal being out there, that's what we did. That fence has been in there since 2021. So that's what kept me to work on the fence with him and pound the holes in the ground and all that stuff. And after until like Halloween, the brain fog started getting less and less. And until in the month of November, it went away after that point. Then when I caught the COVID the second time in 2023 it was, or 2022 it was in 2023 it was, and the guys remember it. It was not bad, it was just like little fevers and stuff, and I lay in my bed until after 5 days later, it went away after that week. That was it. I'm sure you guys been through the COVID before. Yeah, yes, I'm doing the best for him each day. So I'm gonna tell you guys we're getting out of here soon. Check out Already Night this Saturday night, and I'll tell you guys, don't forget to go watch 390 Wagmaster today around noon. I don't want to miss it. I don't know who's gonna win, but good luck on the contest to all the UDX members to watch this thing. I know the contest, there's something like that. They're hosting a draw for one of those, what is it called? It's Jerry, he's actually doing drawing. It's just like that. And he's got another prize he's drawing. So check out UDXC Radio. Go look up 390 Wagmaster on YouTube. For your new guys out there, check his YouTube channel. You have to be a UDX member to be in the contest. It's not hard to get a UDX number. It's not hard to do it. And it's pretty cool. This is his P.O. box if you want to send some stuff. And if you want to get a UDX number, you just have to email him. We're going to give his email address on the air. And I'll tell you, back when COVID happened, I was in Utah before I moved to Tennessee several months down the road. Well, it was 2020, I remember. I remember it was in March 2020 when it happened. And the governor of Utah told us not to go outside and stuff, but I was in a small neighborhood, at least 5,000, and Utah was one of the lucky states that got COVID that bad, but I had to went to my local parks in my backyard, so I had to avoid people and stuff. That's how I went out in the snowstorms during the time when COVID was happening. You couldn't catch it in snowstorms, not like we know. Not in snowstorms. It was too cold for it back then, because it was like 40, 50 degree weather. Sometimes it was 20 degrees out there because I was wearing 8 layers of like 3 thermals and most sweaters and like a thermal jeans. So I went out in the snowstorm and I had one of those Alaskan jackets. So I went out there during the COVID to go hang out in the park for a couple hours. And that was back then. So I just want to tell you, hey, catch you later out there, Walker's Custom. Thanks for coming out there. I'm going to be getting some sleep too. Don't forget to check out Email udxcradio@yahoo.com. If you want a UGX number, 390 Wagmasters on that one out of Salt Lake City, Utah. He'll set you one up if you have a number, and he'll send you all those stickers and stuff. Oop, let me get that in a second. We'll pick that up later. Don't worry about that. I gotta get some sleep soon. Because I had to win on that with that Roaddog. Sometimes when I start that, with that Roaddog, that's how I usually try to skip. Sometimes it turns like that. It was cool. So maybe we'll get some DX conditions the next few days. I'll have to check around on the radio before I jump on the live stream. So at least that was a nice late night live stream I did. I like late night live streams because then you can interact with the guys on the radio. So no, this is 59 Zoo Brad out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Don't forget to check him out. He's on the radio once in a while, but he does talk out there. Yeah, I'm just telling you. So yeah, we do. We got the 4th of July coming tomorrow, but mostly what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is barbecuing. My sister's going to be cooking some ribs and smoking them on the back porch. Because we have a smoker. It's actually my dad bought a while back in Utah, which it does pretty good. We're just going to have some smoked ribs tomorrow. Probably no fireworks. That's the only thing we're not going to have here. We actually hear fireworks out here too, but they fire the fireworks in my area. And this is another one here. Pretty good. Well, we have talked these many times. Everybody will know. We'll be talking more about stickers like this every time. So that's why I got to get out here about 2 hours. Minute. We got to get out here before soon. We don't want to be out here too long. Don't forget to check out Earl Radio Night on Saturday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Check him out. Tell him Foxman sent you there. He's got a lot of great radios. And I was looking at some of those split bay options. There's not been a lot of good choice on radios. There's some still out there. They have a lot of great things for sale right now. You got to go look around. I saw some 2 radios during that day, stuff like that. This is the X Empire. I smell skunk out there, out in the woods. I didn't believe you could smell skunk through the window. It's probably pretty far away. I can smell them. And this is Uncle Freddy Chicken. Uncle Freddy Chicken Choker. This guy is on 21.c, and he's in that thing when he does. Yep. Usually that's cool, but also when you're on 21.c, everybody gets in the shadow wheel. He'll give you a blue wrench for you and you flipper. If you get draw on one of these things on the last part of the list, you get to win all these stickers. They have different ones. They're just like collectors you can keep and use for your radio stuff. But yes, you don't even have to be on this. Don't have a C-radio right now. You can get one soon, but you'll be able to get in the shout out where you just say hi to 21.c. He's on YouTube. He goes by Dirty Diaper and Old Radio Night, and he'll give you a blue ranch and get your channel out there, and you get into this drawing for free. And when it spins around, he does it on the computer, and the last person who draws on the color, they win the stickers. And then he says everybody wins the stickers. That everybody wins every time when they draw. When they draw on the last thing. That's how it is. I won back several months ago with him. But everybody in this chat has won stickers from Dirty Diaper 21 in South Carolina. You'll be able to win them too. It's very easy, simple that. You just have to wait till until the last color draws. That's how you get the stickers, and he'll send them in your mailbox. And he's pretty cool. And you'll have a bunch of stickers, and sometimes you'll have a QSL card for him sometimes. He has different stickers he does. And they're pretty cool ones. Either way, let's see how to back it up. So that's great. And this is Cowboy. He's pretty close to you where you're at out there, Flipper. He's in San Jose, California. And he's on those channel 19, 23, and 38. He's UGX 357. He's called the Cowboy. And he donated me some lights back several months ago with my Cobra 139, which I had soldered some blue lights a while back, which were given out and stuff like that. So he gave me some green lights and white lights, and he donated to my channel for free. and mostly they've been working very good ever since. And this is his channel out there. He made this card for Wagon Master with this one when the website used to be there. And this is a pretty good logo he did. This is the one I made a contact way back then. I think it was during Christmas last year. At least this bean's doing good because I took a lot of work in this because you don't understand how I drilled those holes. I had to use a battery drill for days to get those holes the way I did. Same thing when I did my Mako V5000. My Mako 5000, the hardest part I did, everything was easy with the pole and hacksawing it and drilling. It took a while to drill the three holes on each one. The hardest one was finding a pipe that fits the Mako 5000, which they didn't put it in the box, but I had to find a plumber's pipe to fit the same size. How I did it, I drew the circle on the bottom of the Mako 5000 where it connects the screws and stuff, like the big little circle pipe. And that's how I found it at my local Lowe's, like a 1-inch pipe, like a 1-foot pipe, and it was plumber's pipe with threads on it. I had to cut off the threads with hacksaw and drill the 3 holes on the bottom of it, and that's how I got the antenna slipped on with the other part of the hole that goes on the Mako 5000. Yeah, but for the beam antenna last year, way before months last year, 2024 in January, so I got these 2 10-foot pipes at my local Lowe's, not bench pipes, and that's how I made the antenna mount system for it, for the dipole, for the pole that goes on the beam antenna. That's what I did, and I drilled these holes. And and when I do a lot of these things, and I drill holes for each pipe, I had to use the little tools like little nails to poke it. Sometimes I had to use one of those type of iron things, which this iron thing was included with this house I had a while back, and I had to poke holes when I did it every time when I drill it. And that's what I did, and did a lot of modifications for each time, and plus cranking it up on the pole when I did it a while back, and make sure it was lined up and all that stuff. And that's how I did all that. And with the boat wrench type thing I cranked up, which got it from Harbor Freight, and it's still in that system each day. But I had to do a lot of hours to do that, and a lot of days to get the drill holes, plus spray painting it with regular Lowe's paint or Rust-Oleum paint, all black color. And then the bolts I got for the pipes, the little bolts that go on the nuts and screws, I had bought those at my local tractor supply store and farmer's plot and my local Lowe's and stuff like that. Those 2-3 places. And for my beam antenna, I've done the same thing with my Mako 5000. I have got barbecue paint, Rust-Oleum, for like 1,300 degrees heat or more. So I spray paint layers on both of those antenna systems for the Mako 5000 and the serial 4-element serial beam. And I had to once to spray that to make sure it's camouflage far away. Plus, when you get ice storms or snowstorms or rain, when the heat hits on those pipes on the color of black, it usually will dry it out very quick, and it does pretty good. Most of this spray paint has like silicone in it, but it doesn't have no metals in it. The barbecue paint doesn't. So I looked it up. It's Rust-Oleum. That's what it is. And you can use it on your beam antennas to make it look good. And you have to spray paint it every several years, and then it fades out. But so far, they hold up everything. And I also have spray paint with my meal tape rinse with it too. So that's why I put meal tape on my Mako 5000, so it keeps the steady in the wind. And same thing with the beam antenna, not on the beam antenna, only on the poles. So this is 390 Wagon Master. That's him on YouTube, so check him out. And that's actually him out there in Salt Lake City, Utah. And before we go, check out CB Lounge 2112 out of Carson City, Nevada. I think he did a video a couple days ago, so hope we get to see him out there soon. I'm just kind of very tired right now before we go to bed soon. I'm glad you guys came on the chat tonight. I'm glad you interacted with the live stream. I was showing that Roaddog guy. That guy will go all night because Rooster knows him, talks to him. And that guy, I've seen him many times on the radio. And that guy will go on all night. And he's on those things. And he talks to those guys. Some of those guys are like 60 miles away, 70 miles away. And I've talked on that channel 30 and stuff like that. With a guy named Sleepwalker down in McKaysville, Georgia on my Cobra 139 on my beam. And I made about 103 miles one night back in January. I talked to him. On 26th, he heard me. He was on the beam until way in the distance. So, this show comes on Friday nights. He does a stream once in a while. Rooster C Radio Connection out of East Tennessee, out in Cleveland, Tennessee. This show called 2 Radio Night. This man sells radios once in a while. That's his phone number if you want to text, if you want to buy a radio from him. He's got it on his website. This is a Comsat 35 or 25. He does a show called 2 Radio Night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So check it out on YouTube. Say hi to him. If you're on the radio, you can say hi to him if you want. He's on channel 18. And Rooster sometimes he's on channel 26, 24, those AM channels. But he's on 18 when he does 2 Radio Night on his live streams. And he does other live streams once in a while. And this is his shop. He's been around for a long time. I've seen this a while back since 2018 when I seen it the first time. So check him out. This is his shop out of East Tennessee. He sells other stuff. He sells used equipment and stuff like that. He's out of Cleveland, Tennessee, about 60 miles from here. I talk to him on the radio once in a while. He's not out there all the time, but he's out there sometimes. You'll hear him. Because the guy does a lot of stuff on radios because he sells them and stuff like that. And he's very busy on that stuff. But he usually comes out there and says hi to everybody. And also, don't forget to check out the Old 2 Radio Network. It comes on Saturday nights. Bozo Control out of Fresno, California. And he starts like around 8 o'clock Pacific time. 9 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. And 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and midnight at Atlantic Time. That's what I'm saying. And Alaska and Hawaii time will be at least 7 o'clock p.m. for the guys in Alaska and Hawaii. Check out the Old 2 Radio Network on Saturday nights on 27.085. Dennis Thompson, and he'll be happy to hear the Foxman told him out there. Tell him Foxman sent you there. The Old 2 Radio Network on Saturday nights at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And they got that famous guy Harvey that fixes the tube radios and a lot of different tube radios. Don't forget to check out Bozo Control out there on YouTube, the Old 2 Radio Network. So, I just want to say goodnight to you all out there. This is UDX 362 East Tennessee, over Knoxville, Tennessee. I will wave on back. And I'll say shout out to Flipper. Thanks for coming out here tonight. And Walker's Custom Dirt 409, UDX 409. Thanks for coming out there tonight. And I hope you got into UDX already. He's out of Kansas. UDX 409. He says 73 reacher. Everyone else, I have to sleep. I got COVID when in Vegas in 2021. It was very easy. I slept for a day. I had a few beers. And I will attempt to tell my friends of this channel, and maybe you'll get more hits and likes and subscribers. You are a honorable man, son. Yes, that's true. Waving out to Flipper. Tell him we respect his service to our country. That's my dad. And we wouldn't have this but for a serviceman like him that is sacrificed for his livelihood. Yep, that's true. Waving on back. So I'm waving all you guys out there. So shout out to everybody out there tonight. I want to wave it out there. Mark Sanquest, thanks for coming out there tonight. And UDX 875 out there, Alberta, Canada, waving out to him. And Paul Hassan, thanks for coming all the way from the UK tonight. Waving on back. And have a good one out there. Waving all you guys out there. Checking all the guys in the chat. And those guys came out there tonight. I'm looking at any other ones came out there. We lucky had some good likes out there tonight. 6 likes, but will be okay. We're trying the best I can. But we had some great contacts to the northeast states, Connecticut, New York, and mostly we talked to Roaddog out of their channel 26 AM out of 10 Mile, Tennessee, and several guys on there. That was the local Smoky Mountain Skip Chasers out there. The guy was out 40 miles away, between 35 out there. He was running a big, really nice station. He heard me, and I just want to say wave to you guys out there from UDX 362, Knoxville, Tennessee, 362 over Knoxville, Tennessee. East of the Rocky Mountains, west of the Appalachians, south of the Canadian border, north of the Gulf of America. I'm going to wave it on back, wave it on back. And I'll tell you, UDX 362, wave that back to 390 Wagmaster. I'll catch y'all guys. Have a great night. Happy 4th of July. Bang, bang, bang. Have some fireworks, have some fun. Pretty cool. Wave it on back. And we want to say happy 4th of July to you guys. Our Independence Day for our birth of the USA. I hope you guys love it. Hope we get some fireworks on the air on the C radios. We want to hear some fireworks on the C radios today. If you guys want to say hi to all that. And it's been a great week, but we just want to say we're going to catch you all later. Have a good night. Catch y'all later. We'll bring out more videos soon.